Okay, here is a quick video to explain the results from the Endocrine Physio EX for anybody that couldn't make live sessions when we were going over this. So you want to remember that you have a normal rat, a thyroidectomized rat, and a hypophysioectomized rat. This rat is missing its hypophysis, which is the pituitary, not the hypothalamus. So you want to keep that in mind. So the first thing you do is you get their baseline metabolic rates. The normal rat is somewhere around 1900, I think. If your numbers are a little bit different, that's fine as long as the relative comparisons are the same. So you should have, the normal rat should have a higher baseline metabolic rate than the thyroidectomized rat or the hypophysioectomized rat. Right? This is because thyroid hormone stimulates metabolism. If you don't have a thyroid, your metabolic rate drops. If you don't have a pituitary, you're not making TSH, which stimulates the thyroid, and your metabolic rate drops. Then down here, recall what you want to do is compare the rat with the injection to the same rat without the injection. You're not necessarily comparing the rats to each other. So we inject them all with thyroxine. Thyroxine elevates metabolic rates. So now this number should be higher than 1900, this number should be higher than 1700, and this number should be higher than 1700. And the normal rat is probably higher than these two rats as well. Then you take the same rats and you inject them with TSH. This is thyroid stimulating hormone. So if you inject a normal rat with thyroid stimulating hormone, thyroid hormone levels should go up, and now this rat should have higher metabolic rate than it did in the beginning, or higher than its baseline metabolic rate. Here you're injecting a thyroidectomized rat with TSH. This rat doesn't have a thyroid to stimulate, so this number here should be the same as that number there. Then the hypophysioectomized rat, recall this rat is missing its pituitary, so TSH is what the pituitary releases to stimulate the thyroid. So if you inject this rat, this number here should end up being higher than that number there, because you are basically replacing the TSH that rat's pituitary should be producing. And this number here might even be higher than the normal rat baseline metabolic rate, because when you do injections, you're giving them enough hormone for the entire day, and that might actually happen here too. When you give them a hormone injection, right after that, their hormone levels are higher than they normally would be because you're giving them enough hormone to last the whole day. Whereas under normal circumstances, that gland would just be drip, drip, dripping the right amount of hormone throughout the day. So when you do injections, you get supraphysiological levels of hormone. So that is TSH. Then propylthiouracil, hopefully you recall, blocks thyroid hormone production. So if you inject a normal rat with PTU, its metabolic rate should go down compared to its baseline because you're blocking the production of thyroid hormone. Here you have your thyroidectomized rat. There should be no difference here because this rat is already without thyroid hormone. You can't get any lower. And then the same thing here. You might not have been able to predict this because, it wouldn't be ridiculous to think that maybe in the absence of thyroid stimulating hormone, the thyroid still makes some hormone, but it doesn't make any. So if you inject a hypophysioectomized rat with PTU, it's already not producing thyroid hormone, even though it has a thyroid gland. So there's no effect on the metabolic rate of this rat relative to its baseline. And that's what you want to know for quizzes and exams is on the top line, why does the normal rat have higher metabolic rate than the other two? What are the differences between those three? And then for each injection, know what should happen to the metabolic rate and why. And that's it.